Hello, everyone, and welcome to the August edition of the monthly acquisition forum, where I review live deals out there for interesting things that I find. Usually it's with the people here that are at the event. I also will talk briefly today about scaling up online businesses or digital assets through collecting data on your users and then personalizing newsletter according to that. This will be in a bit. So what we'll do, I'll start with that explanation. Then we'll go to a platform called DealSlide, which saves me a huge amount of time in finding deals. We'll look for an asset together and we'll hopefully have fun reviewing it and analyzing it and decide if this is a good buy or not. Let me start by saying that usually when you are looking to buy a digital asset, you are immediately thinking, how can I scale it up? What can I do right now, low-hanging fruit that be able to increase the revenue and profit of that online business, of that digital asset? And many times it would be paid ads, it would be adding more monetization methods, it will be changing different ad networks. But one usually pretty easy thing you can do is adding a newsletter to that asset. But not just have your weekly or monthly newsletter and then just send it to the void. It's more about helping people or making people opt in, but giving you more information about them. Even sometimes the voice of customer kind of data, so you can improve your marketing and improve your messaging, and it basically also develop more services and more products according to what your audience need or the asset you just bought. Of course, this is also related to other already existing businesses, but we're talking about acquisitions. This is why this is the context. So you can do a setup of either post or pre-opt-in data collection about your users. And this can be by simply asking a series of questions to your users, so a survey, and that data is synced into your ERP or a newsletter system. It can be ConvertKit, it can be any other, it can be MailChimp. There are gazillions of platforms like that out there. And the way that you use it is that you can customize the information or what you're showing to the user in 3 different places. First of all, on the opt-in form. So according to the information that the person gave you, you personalize the opt-in form. Hence, that will increase the opt-in rate of the users joining your newsletter. That's one place. Another place is on your website. Once you have that data, you can present different content to your users. Let's say that you have a solution that helps lawyers save time. And your solution also helps marketers and accountants and movie makers. And let's say that your user is a lawyer and he told me that his biggest problem is saving time. Your product or service also helps money, but he's interested in saving time. So the headline of that landing page would be save time for lawyers. It won't show money for accountants. It won't show save money for lawyers. It will show save time for lawyers. That's the important thing. You're talking to the person according to where they're at. And this you do by, again, collecting that information either pre or post sale or post opt-in. And the last, most important place where you can personalize the information of what the user sees is in the newsletter or the welcome sequence. You can use that data to show the person that, again, you're talking to them. You're going to tell them, you're going to give examples about lawyers. You're going to talk more about saving time. You can give reviews from lawyers and not from accountants. So you bring this whole package just to show the person that you're talking to them, not some general person that happens to opt in to your newsletter. And I've seen cases and heard of cases where doing just these, collecting who the person is, what their challenge is or problem, will increase sales by 100. I've even heard of 200% more revenue just because of these changes. So this is very powerful. There are different stacks that you can use. I specifically use something called RightMessage and ConvertKit, but you can use others. I build those funnels for my clients as well to help them increase those sales, except of the acquisition parts of those assets. I also help scaling up with this method and creating the welcome sequence, personalize it, and hence talking to the person and not just general messaging. After this quick intro of how you scale up an online business or digital asset, let me share my screen, and I'm going to pick an asset from DealSlide.
I guess I do have a question, actually, which is when you're getting traffic converting to specific interests and careers or industry groups, you don't necessarily know in your leads up front. So the idea is, I guess, you're asking a potential lead when you collect their email address what they care about, and then you're delivering that message on the landing page. Is that the idea? So if, in the save time for lawyers case, you'd have to know you're dealing with a lawyers only list.
You can do that in 3 places, and all of them together work very well. Okay. You can do either one of them, either 3 of them is already powerful enough. Yeah, exactly.
Being that specific. And I mean, what we're really talking about is a benefit coupled with a industry group. Those 2 things together is better than just a benefit or just an industry group. In other words, you can say great product for lawyers, they don't care. You can say save time for everyone, that's also very general, but save time for lawyers starts to become very valuable.
Yes, but you can really get very specific, because as you collect more and more data about people, you'll find out maybe more interest groups. Okay, so you always have the other option, and when you have other, some people just do add in free text, and once you cluster more of another group, then maybe you have a new audience. You can do the same thing for the challenge, like you mentioned, and then they'll show you another way you can present your product or a problem that they're coping with. So this is what I mentioned when keep refining your messaging and marketing, because you keep discovering more information about your users. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's great. The idea, because a lot of times you can have other and not ask for the additional information. So it's a good idea to ask.
Yeah.
If you don't ask, you don't know.
It definitely.
But the other thing, though, is that you have to be able to read that data from somewhere. I guess you're saying that on ConvertKit, it's easy to collect that and see it all in one place.
Yeah. You need to set it up once. You can do it once, it will work, but you probably want to do ongoing tracking of the data to refine the messaging going forward. So my setups that I run for myself and client, I would first do the initial setup, and then ongoing, we'll see what new clusters I get, new problems I get, try new questions. I found out that if you start with a simple yes/no question just to start the conversation, you need to have that one working good, because once they answer the first simple question, they're already feeling committed. Hence, they will answer the next questions, and every question that you add, the percentage of people that will answer it actually goes higher, not lower. Okay, I assume there is some limit of after 33 questions, people will get tired. But I've seen this working with 5, 6, 7 questions, no problem. You get up to the 7th questions is around 90% of the people answer that, while you start with between 1 to 5, 6% with the first one.
So how would you evaluate a good first question that gets people to respond? I agree that's a great thing to have start off with something very easy. I guess you answered by saying it's yes, no is better than any other kind of fill in the blank.
Anything, so 2 things, anything that they don't have to think about or maybe obvious, that's one thing. Do you want to save time on your work, at your work, something like that? Or, and they would obviously say yes. Or if it's something emotional, that can also work. So add some emotions there with the question.
Right, emotions. What would be an example of that?
Would it make you happier to make more money? And I'm really simplifying the example here, but something like that.
Would it make you happier
to make more money or to save time or anything with emotions? But it really boils down to eventually A/B testing. You do an A/B test and you keep changing the questions. I managed to come up, so I started with one of my setups going from 1.9% with a simple question of, can I ask you a simple question, to now about 5-6%. This means that I'm collecting data 3 times faster now and can make my marketing 3 times faster because I have more data that I collect on my users.
3 times cheaper too. It's even bigger. You're paying to get the people to come in to interact, so you got
Yeah.
much just speed.
It depends if it's organic traffic, but also goes without saying for paid traffic for sure.
Gotcha. Okay,
Right.
so you had been asking something that was still pretty simple. Can I ask you a simple question? But I guess that carried no emotional weight, is what you're saying. That there was
Exactly.
no benefit to it.
It's just the starting point to get a benchmark, and then you go up from there. And even now, I test the same question, but having 2 different sets of answers. So one of them is yes, no. The other one is, I think it's absolutely and no. I think that's the only change. And with the absolutely, I get 0.6% more conversions than the other one. Now, it's not statistically significant. I need more data there. But again, it needs to make sense on that specific case. But still, there is a difference.
It's funny because absolutely, I guess it's got an emotional extra to it, but it also feels more restrictive too, because it feels like it's more a stronger commitment, a stronger statement that people might shy away from. So
my goal is just for them to click the button. That's what I need.
I understand, but I'm just from the standpoint of being 0.6 more, it surprises me. Wait, so the site that we're talking about that's yours is not asset bulk. I'm looking for the site that you're talking about that organically.
Specifically this one, it's not listed there. I can give it to you now. It's a quotes website that I own. This one, you'll see.
Gotcha.
You'll see there the questionnaire there. In asset bulk, no, I don't have it there.
Wait a minute, this can't be it. With all the ownquotes.com. Wait a minute. Oh, here it is. I see. It's the pop-up.
Yeah, it's the pop-up. You can do it in various ways. Pop-up, bar, this is called a toaster.
It's funny because what do you mean a toaster?
That thing that pops up from the bottom is called a toaster. It's not a pop-up.
Oh, a pop-up is in the middle and a toaster is at the foot. And that's why it's called a toaster. It's like a foot. But I have to tell you, what hit me with the site, it's very clever to be able to come up with these individual memes. But since it was very religiously oriented, I looked for my savior in the midst of the storm. I was like, I've got the wrong site. This is some kind of a Christian evangelist site, not a quote site. But that's just what they've got at the moment. And then I guess there's a Spanish one down there too, which is funny because if somebody doesn't know Spanish, it's really interesting. And I guess you give them these background images to choose from.
Yeah, I give them the background images. I'm now at the middle of redoing some of that. You can see the new quotes at the top bar. There is a new button and you can see the new ones. I don't know which one you're seeing right now, to be honest, but
I'm seeing, I looked for my Talanta. It's not the same for everybody. Oh, I see. I'm getting to submit quote.
If you go to the new ones, you'll see that I have a lot of spam now. I have it the last few days and I need to take care of that and every day deleting them and coping with this.
Yeah, but I don't even see new ones. Where's new ones? I see top quotes. I see submit.
And then you have random, support us, top quotes, and then new.
Oh, there's new. It's actually blinking. Okay. So you're saying there's a bunch of spam in there, but
yeah, now I see there is spam on those.
Oh, it's just one person actually.
Yes, we need to delete that, but that's from today because we keep deleting twice a day, and we're coping with this with the filtering right now. Anyway, it's something just for this very moment.
It's a really interesting model. Look, I'm a big fan of quotes, so I never saw this before. Okay, so I'll turn the vintage back to you.
There are about 250,000 quotes on this website of people adding their own quotes.
And the primary benefit that the user gets is beyond just being able to share it, which they could presumably do anywhere, but now maybe to a slightly larger audience or a different audience. But then they can also easily put it up on Pinterest, Facebook, X, or is that part of it, or that's background images?
This is exactly the type of questions that I ask either at the open-ended or on those surveys, so I get a lot of data about the users. If you're interested, I don't mind sharing with you what I'm seeing.
It's interesting just to hear the answer. Anybody looking at the site sees how you change it.
So this is what I found out with just asking those questions. Most of the users coming to the websites are actually creators and not people who look to consume the quotes. And their most obvious problem they have is their quotes more visible. This is the top challenge with this one. Now with this data, I'm able, and this is what I'm doing right now, develop better website and better service for those people. This is what I'm doing, but I only know that by running this survey thing. And then,
Right. And I would have guessed that they weren't going to be creators just because the percentage of creators in the world is very small.
so on this website, I get probably about 2/3 of people saying that they are creators and not consumers.
That's, I think, pretty amazing. And because I guess of all things to create, a quote probably is the easiest, right? It's like the net amount of work you have to do. But still, it's the fact that they have quotes in mind, want to share them broadly. It says something about who they are. It's very interesting. It's a very unique character. But again, all the background imaging is you're delivering on. That's part of what you're giving them. They're not bringing their own images, or you're just
they're not
bringing
bringing their
them
own imaging. This is created by the website. This is actually an asset that I bought and I hold for the past two or so years.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's very interesting. The business model from the standpoint of the user is going to be ultimately ads, but there's really very little ads right now.
There were ads, they made very little income, and hence I decided to collect more data and then understand more, and now I know more of what I need to develop.
Gotcha. And are you a developer too, or just thinking about these things from a psychology marketing perspective?
I'm an engineer turned internet marketer for the past 20 years. So I'm a bad developer, bad coder, but now with the AI tools, I can do a lot more.
You understand the tech well enough to be able to specify what you need to do to somebody who can just do it. That's cool. Okay, great. Anyway, very fascinating. Sorry to steer you around, but it's just, I like the way you're thinking about these markets that are self-perpetuating. I guess I feel like organic is all along. If you're doing a whole bunch of things and this is just one of them, that's fine. But for what we're trying to do, I got some organic people, but the main thing is we want to be able to come up with ways to bring new users that we find and identify. No one's finding us typically. So that's a different type of game because we're doing a lot of outreach. It's ultimately us. I don't think we've gotten any real paying customer from organic. And we're also a B2B. We're a much more expensive proposition too. So people aren't randomly finding their way to. So it's a different proposition. We don't use whatever you're using, ConvertKit or Kit, I guess it's called now, but we use Apollo and our own proprietary software. But we have a setup built on Mautic, which is open source, just a little bit easier from a cost standpoint. It was Mautic working with AWS. Anyway, carry on. Sorry.
I'm listening. I like these kind of conversations. Don't worry. Okay, so in terms of digital assets, let's go to DealSlide.
It's a company
DealSlide, it is a friend of mine, but it's really the best product I've seen so far that aggregates 20-something other marketplaces like Flippa, but this one aggregates many others, and you can see lots of data on the deals. So this is why I like it so much. I usually still look at Flippa. You can see the sources here. You might know some of them. Acquire, Flippa, Investors Club.
I get one in the mail. I don't even remember the name of it. But
Ocean Invest. There are many. I have a marketplace of my own with a partner. We're probably going to add it to this one hopefully soon as well. But anyway, let's filter by Flippa because usually I have most data on Flippa to see. And let's do monetization. Let's go by your preference. What do you want to see? What do you want to look for?
I'm happy to see you online. It's interesting to see it, but I'm not actively looking to buy any website. If I'm now understanding, your expertise here is to help people to identify existing web properties, presumably revenue-generating properties, and then I don't know exactly how it works, but the assumption is that somebody buys it and they're interested in scaling it, and you've got a lot of experience with that, so you're working with them to help them to scale it.
Yes, so it's about helping them finding that asset and then doing the negotiation and then, of course, the handover. It also works for businesses, so it will be an acquisition for a business, let's say a coffee brand that buys a coffee blog, as example. Or for you guys would be about buying a newsletter for, I don't know, small businesses. I don't know who your audience is, but let's say these are small businesses. Things like that.
Hmm.
That will be
So
the
you
case.
find strategic or other, and so is your personal model then more involved in the transaction or transaction plus ongoing help with the property?
It can be two separate things. So I can do the help with the acquisition, and I will help doing this scale up specifically with the data collection and then email marketing involved with that. Not paid ads, not that. That's not my expertise.
Got it.
Yeah.
And you'll write as well? You'll do copy, or you'll help them to just prepare and think about it, and then you'll either deliver
I'd
the
help
copy.
them think about it. Usually people come with a copy and then I do the personalizing inside the copy. So
Yep.
it would be inserting and adding the code for making this work for them so the person will see a personal messaging.
No, that's very valuable. And I guess not only the personal messaging, but some level of tracking is built into that too. So you can see
You can
what
see
people
that, yes.
responded to, and yeah.
Hey everyone, I hope you're enjoying this video, and please like and subscribe, and let's move on to the rest of the listing review.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a long way of saying I don't have a real preference, but I'm seeing such a wide range of size businesses here. Here's this e-commerce provider who's got a pretty substantial $26,000 or $27,000 of Australian dollars at least
Yeah.
a month, and yet the
Let's
one
do
next to it
something
is much smaller.
simpler. That's a smaller business. It's an Amazon KDP. Usually it's books, but
The KDP is Kindle Direct. That means that they're publishing on behalf of other people.
they're using Kindle to publish on their platform, but they are still holding the copywriting or the licensing on the asset.
So effectively, they're in the business of publishing, but without all the costs of having to publish.
Of distribution. But now that Flippa started to put a lot of restrictions on their listings, and sometimes you can't even access here. And
What's funny is that, is Kindle Direct Publishing still active in the US? It's funny because their books that they're selling on Amazon seem to be very old, like from 2012. Maybe that's the same book and it hasn't changed. But it doesn't seem like they're really updating it much. Like the number one in their store is from Japan. I've always wondered about this. So if somebody does a direct publishing thing and then tries to basically sell the book for $0, what's the assumption? That they just want to get their message out? They don't really care what it costs.
or they're just starting with this and they want to get reviews and then they'll increase the price.
And then they'll eventually start to raise. It's very interesting.
Okay, here's
So
one.
But here's a $34,000 business, but it's Italian. See, that's what's so weird to me. It feels like it's a very business location, Italy. I don't know if maybe it's not Italian, maybe they're just based in Italy.
Okay, let's read through it and see what's in there, okay?
Sure.
So this is a listing on Flippa. Flippa is by far the largest marketplace for digital assets. There are many others, as you saw here on DealSlide, on the sources, and there are many more that DealSlide doesn't have yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think buy sell, the one I subscribe to now and then read is buy sell biz. Does that sound like a thing?
Yeah,
Biz
there's
buy
also
sell.
buy sell biz, but this is also more of a brick and mortar businesses.
Okay. Yeah, but there's online too there. But you're right. Okay, that sounds right. Yep.
So this is on Flippa. It's a KDP store, Amazon KDP store listing. You can see it's a 4-year proven KDP account with 295K and something. They don't have it here in the listing. We don't know what that is. Fine. It's a verified listing, beginner-friendly KDP account with 4 years of verified performance. The starting
So let me
bid
just
price.
stop for 1 second, just to understand one of these terms. It says proven, and they also put that in their little graphic there. Is that an actual term that means anything to you? Proven, is
No,
that just a
that's
generic
basically marketing.
Yeah, because there are some concepts of having a platform that's approved or seen you enough times.
So here's
that
the
they
thing.
believe in
Here's the
you.
thing. Platforms that are better than others. Flippa started as the Wild West, and people can still put whatever they want, but now they have more ways to verify the data because they connect to the platform themselves. So let's see, they connect to their PayPal account, or they connect to their Stripe account, or connect to their Google Analytics viewing account, so they can validate some of the data. There are other platforms or marketplaces like Empire Flippers that verify or do much more to accept businesses to their marketplace. Hence, when you're buying from them, you are buying a more reliable business. The first business that I bought was from them. However, you pay a premium. It's much more expensive.
Is that because they take a bigger piece at Empire Flippers?
And
Of the
Empire
business?
Flippers, they've changed their model a bit. I think now they're taking 15% up to $100,000. I think that's about the number.
So that's a pretty significant. Okay.
This one is a bidding listing, meaning that it starts with $34,000. The reserve price is, and there are 29 days left. It's actually just started because the maximum, if I'm not mistaken, with Flippa is 1 month of listing, only 27 views. It's actually really new. See, it's only one watcher. Usually all the biddings come up at the last few days. If this listing would not get to this number, 44,910, it will not be sold. But they start with $34,000.
Just to clarify, though, I hear that from a standard auction standpoint, but this isn't built in as a uniquely auction and only. It's not like eBay where you're stuck with the highest transaction. Can't you have some flexibility to choose your buyer if you're the seller? Or it's all just based on the highest?
You can, but that boils down more to integrity at the end of the day. It's not that you can take the listing down and then have a private conversation.
That's not even what, yeah, I don't even mean that. Yeah, but even just from the standpoint of wherever you're giving your first child away, you might want to care about who takes it. I don't know. Okay. I'm a little surprised that it's just based on a transaction-only price. But I guess that's what it is.
Who the winner is, basically.
Okay.
So this business is from Italy. The site age is 4 years. It makes $1,320 a month. The profit margin for a KDP, it's rather low, 26%, which is interesting. So we need to look into this. The profit multiple is 2.8 and the revenue multiple is 0.7.
This means they're spending money on marketing outside.
Yes. Usually, so multipliers have dropped in the last year and a half because of AI and because of Google hitting a lot of small websites. With Amazon KDPs, of course, it's a little different here because it's through Amazon. But still, generally speaking, monthly profit multipliers have dropped from an average of 35 to between 20 to 25. So if I'm looking at this one and it's $34,000 currently, that's not the price it will be sold for, and it's making 1320, assuming that's the right number here, it's about 30 monthly revenue profit multiplier, which is high for this time and age. And also, it's not going to be sold until it will be 44. So they really need to justify that there is some kind of, in the last few months, there is maybe more profit or something that we see that will be justified to pay this price. This comes from my experience of what I'm seeing in the market all the time.
No, that makes sense. But I do have a question before you continue about the AI impact of things, because you had said that websites are affected maybe more by AI than these KDPs, but I almost feel the KDP should also be very heavily affected by AI, because you can just take a very interesting topic, instruct an AI to write up the book, and all of a sudden you've got a Kindle book ready to go without even having to do any work.
Without the KDP became very competitive, I'd assume, even before reading this listing, that this is the reason they're selling.
Which would be a bad reason to buy, obviously. But okay, yep.
Whatever, but if you're buying this because it's a strategic buying for you, because you have another KDP business, or maybe this niche, which we don't know yet what that is, helps you with your other business, maybe it makes sense to pay the price. Just by seeing what I'm seeing now on screen, the price is too high. That's all I can say.
Certainly seems that way, yeah.
Okay, so you see the performance revenue, it's pretty stable.
Yeah.
But the last month or so, 6,000 in July. Yeah, that's the last month. Okay,
that could be gamed so easily. These are such small numbers that it means nothing really.
That's the revenue from these. And the monthly profit is this, yes, about 26%. About the business, full video walkthrough available. Just hit send message and get it instantly. A seasoned asset with 4 years of royalties, ready to run with minimal effort. It's not often to buyer can step into a KDP account with history, stability, and proven revenue. They wrote here really good marketing message on their listing. Launched in June 2021, this account has already generated $295,000 probably in lifetime royalties.
Everything you just said may be right about their sentence structure, but the numbers, $295, and then
no,
it's
like 95,000.
I see. That's a big mistake. That's a 3 order
magnitude mistake.
Yeah. Okay.
That figure isn't hype. It's a hard data that reflects real market validation, repeat customer demand. This is all. What I'm interested eventually is the numbers going forward. So we'll get to that. For a new owner, this means something rare. You're not starting from zero or testing unproven titles. You're stepping into an established account with 4-year track record. The catalog today features 8 live books, striking a deliberate balance. It's compact enough to remain easy to manage for a beginner, yet large enough to provide diversification across titles market. Wonderful. Equally important is the low maintenance nature of the account. It doesn't demand daily attention, just light oversight to focus on Amazon ads optimization. This is why they have only 26% margin. Even simple periodic tweaks to campaigns can sustain performance and help protect margins. That makes especially appealing for first-time publishers who wants to tap into KDP without turning it into a full-time job. And with the October-January peak season approaching, timing is on your side. A lean, proven catalog makes it simple to refresh ads and capture seasonal demands without rebuilding systems from scratch. In short, this is more than just a small publishing account. It's a rare chance to acquire historical revenue-generating asset with proven track record, minimal workload, and clear growth levers, all at an entry-level price point and expensive. Now you can see that this person is a broker. He's a KDP broker on Flippa. Actually, never seen that guy called Never17. Fine. He's verified. He already has 87 transactions, total of $5 million, which is great. Definitely a reliable seller here. Sometimes you only see some of these check marks and there is no positive feedback and no transaction history. So this is already a good sign over here.
There's also a big clue in the 4th paragraph under quality books that we find out that at least one of the 8 books is a cookbook, which is not what I was thinking, but there it is. Top performing cookbook.
Okay.
And maybe they're all cookbooks. That seems like almost an error.
This is a catalog built for credibility, backed by reviews and reader-focused assets. All the books in the account were produced through a trusted ghostwriter, with the seller maintaining a strong focus on quality and reader satisfaction. That often shows that the result. The US bestseller has more than 300 reviews and stands as a clear leader in the niche. The top performance cookbook has surpassed 600 reviews, demonstrating staying in power. Great. Even the most recent release, launched April 2025, holds 130 reviews, 4.8-star reviews. What sets this catalog? Not just the reviews, but the system built behind them. Every book includes bonus-driven funnel designed to enhance value and encourage compliant review generation in time with Amazon policies. Alongside this, buyer will also receive access to 2,000 reader email lists. That's important. We spoke about email when starting this phone call. I hope they segment them. Built directly from these bonus interactions, the list adds immediate utility, offering a foundation for ongoing reviews collection, engagement, and potential cross-promotion for future titles. So here's an easy win for someone. Just adding segmentation for these readers is something that will be very helpful to scale up this kind of business and understand more about your user. For a 4-year-old business, 2,000 seem a bit low for me. So I'm really interested to ask the seller how many readers, how many emails, subscribers he gets in a week. That's very important to see what's the potential there. Geographically, the account is already positioned in a strong base in the US market and additional titles in Spain. But one of the clearest opportunities lies in translation. By adapting the existing cookbooks for Germany, Spain, and Italy, the new owner can tap into proven niches. This opens straightforward growth lever. Okay, I'm skipping because it's all, I call it marketing mumbo jumbo. It's all very slick language just to make you keep reading and buying. In short, this is more than just a set of books. Okay, fine. Include bonuses, 3 brand new books created for you. Fine, but with AI, not that, not
Although
that
again,
much.
I guess AI is good at cookbooks too, but they seem like probably relatively pricey high-end cookbooks is what it would seem like it is. But yeah, it's worth it.
90-day support programs, 3 private coaching calls, full access to the KDP cash machine video course. Okay, somebody who wants to sell their courses instead of selling the actual assets. Pre-vetted team contacts, work with the same trusted ghostwriter.
The KDP cash machine video course isn't that? I guess that's not the Amazon Direct.
No, all ads are created from scratch. Fine. 30 days of unlimited email support. Ready to take the next step? Okay.
Yeah, the cash machine is a $600 course. But that's
for what?
Normally. It's a course that you can buy for list price $600.
Oh, really? Okay.
Whatever.
Revenue and expenses. So this is the revenue that we already
The guy
saw.
probably, I'm guessing the guy probably signed up for it, and now he just wants to hand off his existing account information.
So you see, as revenue goes up, the profit also goes up, because here they have ads running, so that the lines are more or less together over here. I don't know whether there was a change here. It's not completely.
They're adding books too. They went from 1 to 8 books.
Maybe essentially. Primarily expense, Amazon ads, 3,800 a month.
Lots and lots of money on Amazon.
Monetization method, they do print on demand, which is cool. Products and services used. Helium 10 is a platform to help you sell on Amazon. I don't know it that well, but heard of it many times.
For the Kindle Direct Publishing, I was assuming that's for the Kindle. But here we're being introduced to the possibility that's not the Kindle, it's actually print on demand.
So it can be that they're doing on Kindle, and then there is also an option in Kindle to do print on demand.
Okay.
So the platform is Amazon, the post-sale support is included. And what I like about this listing, that I actually list what's the post-sale that is included of this and this, 90-day support program and 30 days of unlimited email support. And many listings, this is not listed. And this is something that you need to ask the seller about. Let's look at the numbers. I think that's the most interesting thing. Royalties lifetime, $295,000, all 47 books. So he killed many books because he said there are only 10, only 8. And that ebook royalties is this 5,000, but print royalties is the majority of this. You see that?
Yep.
Diabetic air fryer cookbook. That's what I see here, and I can't see the rest.
There you go. Yeah, but that's the big one anyway, by far. That's more than half.
Let's see this one. 2025, 36,000. And the first one is the HVAC Bible, Unlimited Beginner Guide to Mastering Residential
Interesting.
Commercial System Setup in Advance. And here, so most of it is by print on demand. Let's look at the book, HVAC Bible. Let's look at that. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. HVAC Bible. I assume it's this one. No, where was it? HVAC Bible.
It's not even showing though.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the same thing. Let's see if I can see the.
Which is
HVAC. Let's see if you can find something yellow. Here it is. See, it's paperback. Mike Urson. That's the account holder.
Yeah, so I continue to be confused by the fact that you can create a book on Kindle that is primarily sold. They also have an Audible version, which is quite shocking.
But it's a real book
to
here.
me.
It's
I mean,
a print
that's
on demand.
pretty interesting. Is it from 2023? Oh, you're looking at the yellow one. There's other people doing the exact same thing, it seems like. This one, Kindle, actually.
Yep.
$9 or $22 in paperback. It's a sky.
That interesting.
I thought the yellow one we were looking.
So he's doing wiring, he's doing plumbing, he's doing HVAC.
Super interesting. A lot of...
So overall, with this listing,
that's what it sounds like.
not this one, it's this one.
Just a second.
So I want to sum up this listing of what I think about it.
You can just have a virtual voice just read the book for you. But who's going to want to hear the HVAC Bible on
voice? Computer didn't.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I said the price is too high. I said that I think need to be heavily negotiated, at least with the starting price. The strongest thing that I see here is the email list to find out what people are interested in, and then maybe sell them more services or more products through this. I see too much risk with the profit margin. The profit margin is rather low, 26%. I don't know how much they optimize with the ads and what they can do, so I would put more focus in that with this listing. It's not a no, but there are some red flags there that they need to look into. That bottom line.
This is a very interesting process, and I'm really glad to have had a chance to meet you. I'll sign up for now, but I would look forward to doing something like this again. So thank you. It was great to meet you.
Sure.
I don't know if you
Wonderful. Join next time, and we'll keep our conversation about your brand afterwards. I'll be happy. Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank
have
you.
a great day.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.